growth in my career accelerated when I moved from being the spreadsheet person and being more of the person that leaders would rely on for judgment. I've never felt like I was the Excel whiz. I could get stuff done, but at every company I worked in, I always saw people who I knew were really, really good at it. And I just knew I would never be at that level. It just wasn't my thing. So that I think personally helped me to think, okay, I need to differentiate myself with other things, right? So that doesn't mean you don't need the technical skills, right? There's a phase in your career you got to be that spreadsheet person. But moving beyond that, I think is key. And I think that might be a challenge, especially for people who are very, very skilled on the technical aspects, because they tend to over leverage on that, right? Because that's what they're really good at. And maybe that's where they differentiate themselves. But if you're thinking about growth in the career, there comes a point when I think leaders are wanting to trust more your judgment than just the data. And that can be a challenge for some people. For me, it was kind of like my approach to, okay, here's what I'm going to focus on next. But I think it's something worth considering, whether you're really, really skilled at the technical side or mildly skilled like I was. Definitely don't overlook the importance of applying good judgment and being an advisor to your leaders, because that's certainly something that helps with growth in careers.
Doing things that are more external facing or not necessarily internal to your company, just being a thought leader in your space, trying to go to as many conferences and events, being on podcasts, whatever it is, to just kind of share your perspective, share your experience. Those things really help, right? When you do those externally, you get a lot more respect internally, right? You can kind of point to all these things that you're doing. So those are things that you can do yourself, but you really have to take the initiative, right? And that was really hard for me earlier on. But once you kind of get into it, you kind of meet other people who are in there. You just get familiar with the space itself, and then kind of what people are looking for, kind of the trends of the moment. Right now, it's probably AI. A couple of years ago, it was kind of integrating DEI potentially in a sales comp. Right, they're just different trends at different times. What are your thoughts? What are your experiences with them? Right, can you help somebody build something like that? Right, doing external things can really propel you forward.